Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a quiet confidence that everything in your life is beginning to move in the right direction. Not because of luck, not because someone rescued you, not because circumstances suddenly changed, but because something inside you changed. Something powerful, something invisible, something that has been influencing your decisions, emotions, habits, and results every single day of your life. That force is your subconscious mind. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change their circumstances without ever changing the internal patterns that created those circumstances. They fight the symptoms while ignoring the source. They want different results, yet they repeat the same thoughts. They want confidence, yet they rehearse fear. They want abundance, yet they constantly focus on scarcity. And then they wonder why life remains the same. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever is planted repeatedly will eventually grow. It does not carefully judge every idea that enters. It responds to repetition, emotion, and belief. If a person constantly says, "I am not good enough," the subconscious begins to accept that message. If a person repeatedly imagines failure, the subconscious treats that image as familiar and expected. But if a person consistently feeds the mind with empowering beliefs, constructive images, and purposeful action, a different future begins to emerge. This is why transformation begins within. Think about the habits that shape your daily life. Many of them operate automatically. You do not consciously think about every step when walking. You do not analyze every movement when brushing your teeth. Patterns become automatic through repetition. The same principle applies to thoughts. Many thoughts are not consciously chosen. They are conditioned responses developed over years. Some were learned in childhood, some were learned through painful experiences. Some were learned through repeated exposure to negative influences. The good news is that patterns can be changed. The mind is adaptable. New pathways can be created. New habits can be formed. New beliefs can be strengthened. The first step is awareness. Notice the conversations taking place inside your mind. Pay attention to the words you repeat throughout the day. Do you constantly criticize yourself? Do you expect problems before opportunities? Do you assume failure before making an attempt? Awareness creates the opportunity for change. Once you recognize an unhelpful pattern, you can begin replacing it. Imagine carrying a glass of muddy water. If you continue pouring clean water into that glass, eventually the muddy water disappears. The same process occurs in the mind. Positive mental conditioning is not about pretending problems do not exist. It is about choosing thoughts that empower action rather than thoughts that create paralysis. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is moving forward despite fear. Every time you act courageously, your subconscious records evidence. Evidence becomes belief. Belief becomes identity. Identity becomes destiny. Now consider visualization. Athletes use it, performers use it, leaders use it. Visualization is the practice of mentally rehearsing desired outcomes. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, your mind becomes familiar with that possibility. The goal is not fantasy. The goal is preparation. The subconscious responds strongly to emotionally charged mental images. Picture yourself speaking confidently. Picture yourself achieving meaningful goals. Picture yourself handling challenges calmly. Picture yourself becoming the person you wish to be. The more real the image feels, the more powerful its influence becomes. Another powerful tool is repetition. Simple statements repeated consistently can influence the subconscious over time. Not because they are magical, but because repetition strengthens mental pathways. Choose statements that reflect the person you are becoming. I am disciplined. I learn from challenges. I take action even when I feel uncertain. I am becoming stronger every day. Repeat these ideas with sincerity. Allow them to become familiar. Allow them to become natural. Remember that the subconscious learns through consistency. Occasional effort produces occasional results. Daily effort produces lasting change. Small actions repeated over time create remarkable outcomes. A single workout does not transform the body. A single positive thought does not transform the mind. Transformation occurs through accumulation, day after day, week after week, month after month. This principle applies to every area of life. Relationships improve through repeated acts of kindness. Skills improve through repeated practice. Confidence improves through repeated courage. Success improves through repeated discipline. The challenge is that many people quit too early. They expect immediate results. When change appears slow, they become discouraged. Yet the most powerful changes are often invisible at first. A seed beneath the soil appears inactive, but growth is taking place. Roots are forming, strength is developing, preparation is occurring. Then one day, visible growth appears. The same is true for personal development. Continue planting positive seeds. Continue reinforcing constructive beliefs. Continue taking meaningful action. Trust the process. Another essential principle is emotional control. Your emotions influence the messages reaching your subconscious. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means understanding them. Fear can provide information. Anger can reveal boundaries. Sadness can signal the need for healing. But emotions should inform your decisions, not dominate them. When challenges arise, pause before reacting. Ask yourself a powerful question. What is the most constructive response available to me right now? That question shifts attention from helplessness to responsibility. Responsibility is empowering. It reminds you that while you cannot control everything, you can influence your response. And your response shapes your future. Consider the impact of your environment. The people around you influence your thinking. The information you consume influences your beliefs. The conversations you participate in influence your expectations. Protect your mental environment. Spend time learning. Spend time growing. Spend time with people who encourage progress. Feed your mind with ideas that elevate rather than diminish. Your subconscious absorbs more than you realize. Make sure what it absorbs serves your goals. Now imagine your future self. Imagine meeting the version of yourself 5 years from now. This future self is wiser, more disciplined, more resilient, more confident. Ask that version of yourself a question. What habits created your success? Listen carefully. The answer will likely be simple. Consistency, patience, learning, action, responsibility. Growth rarely depends on a single dramatic moment. It depends on thousands of small decisions. The decision to keep going, the decision to learn, the decision to improve, the decision to believe that change is possible. Every day provides another opportunity to reinforce that belief. Before sleeping tonight, spend a few minutes reflecting on the person you wish to become. See that person clearly. Feel gratitude as if progress is already underway. Allow your mind to focus on possibility rather than limitation. Then rest. Tomorrow, take one action that aligns with your vision. Not 10 actions, not 50 actions. One action. Repeat that process daily. Over time, the distance between who you are and who you wish to become begins to shrink. The subconscious mind follows direction. Give it a destination. Give it a vision. Give it repetition. Give it belief. And most importantly, support those beliefs with action. Because thoughts influence results. But thoughts combined with action create transformation. Your future is not built in a single day. It is built daily. One thought, one choice, one action at a time. And beginning today, you have the opportunity to choose those thoughts, choices, and actions more consciously than ever before. The journey begins within, and that journey begins now.